Really quick, before I start, I had just heard about a brand new Disney Junior TV show that's going to be coming out soon. And it's set in India, and it's about this little girl named Meera who is appointed the royal detective. The show will apparently have Indian dance, music, customs, so woohoo to Disney for getting that Indian representation. Speaking of representation, quick shout out to today's sponsor, Bindi Babes. Head on over to their website, bindibabeuk.com, to check out all their amazing traditional and modern Indian accessories for every occasion that you could ever think of. Alright, so let's get into it. Recently, there's been a lot of controversy around the casting of Mulan, and I've heard something about Zendaya being cast as Ariel. Aladdin teaser trailer just dropped. After Beauty and the Beast completely took over the box office, everyone's getting ready for other remakes. But not me so much. I went to go watch both Cinderella and the Beauty and the Beast remakes, and they were honestly just scene by scene copies of the original movies.
It was my mother's old dress.
It would be an insult to take you to the palace dressed in these old rags.
In fact, some of the stuff looked extremely jarring in live action compared to the original animation. Still, these movies are classics and they should be updated for today's children, right? Well, yes and no. Let's just say that what's going on right now is not really modernization. Taking the same exact story and making it HD is not a modernization. Modernizing is taking the core elements of a story and updating the circumstances around it to attract a modern audience.
Villain am I none. Therefore farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
That is not happening. And the issue is that the classic Disney princess stories are extremely questionable on several fronts. Let's take Beauty and the Beast. A smart girl loves books and refuses a marriage proposal from a headstrong guy.
You are the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. Nobody deserves you.
And it's small-minded as well. But small.
So far, so good. Then she gets kidnapped by a violent man and falls in love with him. Wait, what?
What did you do to it?
Nothing.
Get out of here!
Is this what you want little children to watch? This movie is for little children, right? Why would you want to plant the idea that in order to be a princess, you need to fall in love with your kidnapper? And for little boys, are they just supposed to kidnap a girl that they want to marry? And people wonder where ingrained ideas of toxic masculinity come from. Let's look at Mulan.
Wait and see when we're through. Boys will gladly go to war for you.
A headstrong girl feels trapped in her traditional society and decides to join the army in her father's place. She disguises herself as a boy, gets exposed, saves all of China, marries a prince.
Chicken bats before we're through. Mr. I'll make a man out of you.
So in order to be a fierce warrior, a girl must disguise herself? This idea that she needs to hide the parts of herself that don't conform to society's expectation is toxic, to say the least. I'd send you off to watch Zootopia if you have a headstrong little girl in your care.
ZPD's first rabbit officer, Judy Hopps.
I understand that the movie is historically accurate, but believe me, a 4-year-old will not. Women in the army are already a minority. We don't need to further alienate this profession from girls.
Did they send me daughters when I asked for sons?
Give it to them straight. If they want to be a warrior, they can. Saving the country is hard enough. Don't make them hide their identity on top of that. Well, let's look at Sleeping Beauty. A princess is cursed at birth. If she touches a spinning wheel, she will go into a coma.
Touch the spindle. Touch it, I say.
And then in comes a random prince who just decides to slay a dragon to get to this princess. Why? Why on earth is Prince Philip so excited to get to this girl? He literally knows nothing about her.
I'm awfully sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you.
Oh, it wasn't that. It's just that you're
A stranger?
He sees her, and it's true love. How? He just fell in love with how pretty she was? This is some really questionable decision making, dude. And his kiss just wakes her up? Fam, she was asleep. That's assault. Not only does this set up an extremely dangerous standard for boys, it also plays right into victim shaming. Aurora's been assaulted, she just wakes up and marries the guy. Just imagine what a child would do with this information. Why is anyone surprised at the way society turned out in 2018? Then we have Ariel, a princess in her own right. Her dad is the king of the sea. She sees a guy on a boat and decides to marry him. She literally gives up her voice in order to get legs, risks the wrath of Ursula, and leaves behind her entire family. But why? Things aren't even that nice here on land.
That you're on land, they understand, but they don't reprimand their daughters.
And Prince Eric was in love with her voice, not her personality. Look, I'm not saying that we should hate Disney for these movies. We shouldn't. These movies came out years ago, and times have changed. A lot. There is, however, a bit of an issue if they rehash these stories, even with their glaring errors. I have to say, though, that Maleficent was a happy exception. This is the kind of sequel, remake, that I live for.
Well, well.
And to give credit where it's due, Disney's new movies have been much better. Moana, Inside Out, Zootopia, Brave gave us girls who have things to do and goals to accomplish. Ralph Breaks the Internet deserves a shout out for this scene alone.
Do people assume all your problems got solved because a big strong man showed up?
Yes! What is up with that?
She is a princess!
Frozen also needs its own moment. This movie was especially great because it doled out real life advice. Anna falls in love fast. She decides to get married. Literally every princess does this.
You and I were just meant to be.
But she eventually has to face the consequences of her rushed actions when Hans tries to murder her and her sister to take over their kingdom. Spoiler alert. This is a lot more realistic than most princess stories. It shows that one day is not enough time to fall in love with someone, even if you have a song. It shows that the people you keep in your life should believe in you, should trust you, should take care of you, should help you achieve your goals.
Hang on!
I like fast!
Whoa, 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 whoa. Get your feet down. This is fresh lacquer. Seriously, were you raised in a barn?
And it shows that family will always be there for you. And true love doesn't require a prince. At the end of the day, everything that little kids watch affects them. It affects how they look at the world, how they think. Kids are still learning and growing, and the media that they consume will affect their social views in ways that we can't even begin to understand. Disney is a huge company that has made some of the best and biggest movies in recent history, and they will continue to do so for years to come. That is why it would be amazing if they stopped duplicating their ancient princess stories and created more progressive storylines for today's children. Now, more than ever before, children are influenced heavily by the media. If Disney was able to plant some revolutionary ideas in their little brains, who knows what could happen in the future. Alright, that's it. Please don't hate me. I loved these movies as a kid, but when I tried to pinpoint where my traditional stereotypes come from, these types of stories were one of the major things that came to mind. Kids soak things into their subconscious, and their views on the world are so malleable. I love Disney movies, and I do truly believe that their new stories are so much more progressive, and I hope to see more and more of them. Just please, I beg, no more remakes.